Today, I need to take off 2 trades. 2 of my trades I need to get out of right away. I need to sell them, and I'm not gonna be a derpy joker like this guy sitting over my shoulder. I'm gonna follow my plan because that is the reason I created a plan in the first place. So we're gonna go through this top to bottom, and we're gonna start with Zion. But before I do that, let me welcome you into the Outlier trading room. There we go. Invitation only live stream. This is where I help you save time, make money, and start winning with less risk. So go ahead and subscribe if you're watching the replay and you haven't already. So we have been using Plan M over the last week or so. And I am joined today with my friend and colleague, Joe, Outlier University graduate. And one of the things that I want to talk about is rolling. So in just a couple of minutes, we're going to look at one of the trades that I rolled and that I have to close today. And we're going to talk about why we rolled and how it actually is saving us money in the case that we are getting out of the trade today. So let's start with Zion, right? We need to first look at we need to reduce risk before adding new trades. And listen, the most important part of the plan is planning on the plan, not going to plan. So plan M exit signals. Like I say, that's what we're in right now. And it makes it really easy when we get a sell signal because you pop over an outlier, you go to the watch list tab, and you'll see right here a big old sell signal, a big old giant sell signal right there. Means I got to close in you. Doesn't matter at all anything else except I got to close in you. So let's go ahead and do that right now, Joe, because that's going to make things easier as we go. So let's go close in you.
Now, Chris,
And
is your sell signal shown in swing or active signals, and how would someone know?
so that's a good question. I'm glad you brought it up. So this is in the swing signals. And the swing signals are what our plan M is based on. And once this loads up over here, it's really easy to see plan swing signal versus active signal. Just give it another second to load. We did have a huge upgrade over the weekend, by the way. That sell signal just came through, as you can see right there. So it is time to get out, right? And if you change to active, it is a global change. Everywhere there are signals, everywhere on here, on the market breadth, on everywhere, it will change to active signal. So it's a global change. So just be sure that you're sitting on swing signals if you are trying to be on swing signals. The swing signals last a little bit longer and have much higher expectancy, but they're less frequent than active trade signals. So I'm going to go into Tradier and we're going to close this. I'm also going to close this in my personal accounts on the other screen. Close full position because I'm not trying to roll this. I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I just want to get out. Okay. So close position full. Okay, I'm totally out at 27. Let's go do that over here live. So I'm going to go trade, close, but I like to send a ticket. Send to ticket. That way I can have control over it and I can actually see right down here what I'm going to get filled at. So in fact, Joe, let's drop off the chat so you can see everything, right? Selling to close the new 17s. Now, it's important to keep in mind that we purchased the 16 and a half calls, then we rolled up to the 17 calls, and then we're closing the 17 calls. Okay. Now, when we rolled up, we took in partial profits on the trade. Let me see if I can get filled right here. Did it go? I don't know. This is going really slow. I don't know if it did. Let's try that again.
Did you have your close price on NU for the recording purposes?
27 is where I got out. Give me a second here. So we took in a credit. So the original trade price was $1.15. Then we rolled it and took in a credit of 37.
Mm-hmm.
Now closing it, I took in another credit of 27. So the total loss in the trade is 44.9%, which feels huge. But the actual change in my account is 3.16%, which is half of the risk that I put into the trade. So let's go ahead and go through the rest of our plan. We'll come back and do the math as to why rolling actually made sense and actually saved us a good bit of money. And so, like I say, I'm already out of new. Joe is posting this in our Discord right now. Joe, have you posted that just yet?
Yeah.
Okay. In the outlier trading room, you'll see this trade right here. Right. And so we're going to copy this to keep track of it right here. Thank you, Joe, for posting that. So I can put it right there
You're welcome.
with the outlier sell signal. Perfect. Now let's go through the rest of these guys real quick. So we already started with the one that had a sell signal. Now let's go look at the ones with 10-20 bearish crosses or hitting an outlier block. Now, just for speed, earnings, gap and crap, 2 ATR. One of these actually may have hit our 2 ATR, and we're going to take a look at in just a little bit, but none of them have hit our midday emergency exit. So one by one, let's go through. Zion has a 10/20, prices over the 50, no outlier blocks in the way, nothing to do on Zion, and no roll to look to do right now. SYF, 10/20, all is good. We've already rolled it once, and I checked earlier this morning, nothing to roll to. NU, we just closed a moment ago. We'll talk about that more and why we rolled it and what we got out of it for in just a minute. Jeff ran into a wall right there, didn't he? Right at that point. That's so funny. Like exactly where I would have rolled it at had it closed above there. But it's 10 still over the 20. There's no outlier blocks on top of it. So Jeff stays on, right? This is how quickly you can go through this, right? This is what it's like when you have a plan. I can go A, I can go B, I can go C, and I'm done. Let's go to H-band. All right, 10/20. Now, there is an order block here. Tell me order blocks don't work. Even though it's 66 days old, I'm looking for them to be 120 calendar days old. So it's fighting this order block right here. No doubt about it. But this order block is 66 days old. So I'm not ready to close it just yet because that would violate my my trade rules, right? Let's keep going. Ally, 10/20. And let me take this off here real quick. A little easier to see. There is an order block right here at 44.32. I'm going to be very aware of. This one below it, however, is 81 calendar days old. There's a second one behind it that's like 2,000 days old, 1,351 days old. So if it hits over 44.34, I will make sure I get out of the way. But if it's in this area, 44, under 44.34, I will treat it differently, right? Because I have a plan of what I'm looking for here. I would love for it to hit up that point, by the way. So let's count all these. So this is winning. This is winning. This was a loser, and that's okay. And I've already taken it off. The important part of losing, in fact, let me go to this slide real quick. Right, there's no shame in losing money on a stock trade, but to hold on to a loss and let it get bigger and bigger, or even worse, buy more, is amateurish and self-destructive. I don't want that for you. I want you to be successful, not amateurish and self-destructive. Jeff, another nice winner. H-band, winner. Ally, winner. Let's go to HTGC. So we're moving this one here. 10's over the 20. So no exit signals yet. No order blocks on top of it. Already checked. We're not going to be able to roll anything right now, at least today, but this one's looking great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 we've looked at so far. 6 of 7 are winners. That's a pretty great start, Joe. Let's go to LC.
Very awesome.
Another winner right here. 10 over the 20. We've already rolled it twice. In fact, we've taken off more than half the risk in this trade. So this one's going to stay on because I don't have a reason to get out. CVE. All right, so this one is not working out just yet. The 10 is still over the 20. Has an order block way up here that is super old that we definitely want to be aware of. But as of right now, nothing to do on this one. It's just not working. BKR. I think we're finally going to get some momentum. See, here's the thing. Order blocks absolutely work. And this area right here from November 13th is providing a lot of support today. A lot of support today. It came, trended all the way down this area and is bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. Now, here's the thing, Joe. At one point in my career, I'd have been like, you know what? I'll give it another day. I'll give it another 50 cents. I'll give it some time to find out if it's going to work. It really looks like it's not going to work. Right? We're definitely trending down and it continues to bounce in this area. And I don't know if it's ever going to come back. But I do know one thing. If I don't close this trade, I will violate my rules. So I'm going to go close it. I'm going to close it right now. BKR. Let's go to here. Let's close BKR. Give me just a second here. I'll do it my real accounts. My 2 funds that I manage, BKR. Now, we didn't get a chance to roll this one yet. It just decided to go south on us. Give me a second here. Gonna get filled. All right, 2 more seconds. Okay, out of BKR. Oh, wait a minute. This is why I don't like to do it live. Because I'm out of one, I'm not out of the other. Hang on. Hang on. I'm having to push price down. I don't like that. Really don't like that. I got out of one of them at 86. Now I'm pushing 79 right now. Still trying to get out. Okay, finally filled at 81. Okay, so let's go do that over here. That was BKR. Send to ticket. Clean this up for us so it's easier to see. BKR. Oh, not BRK. BKR. Closing the 48 calls. Sell to close the full quantity. And let's see if I can get filled here. So this is not Chris trying to obfuscate anything. This is a paper account. On January 1st, we'll be trading in Tradier with live $50,000 account that we'll be using in the US Investing Championship. So the actual fill is going to be different than your actual fill. This is taking its sweet time today. Let's just hit 80 so it happens. Not in valid state for modifications. Okay. Filled, finally. Fill price was 88. That would have been a market price 15 minutes ago. Okay. So out of BKR, no stress. So I'm out of NU and I'm out of BKR. I still want to talk about why rolling NU was a huge advantage for us. So
what was the close on BKR, Chris?
Yeah, BKR, my account, I was filled at 81. Filled on the December 19th, 48 calls. BKR for 81. Okay. So in this case, that was a pretty ugly 75% loss on the trade. I'm not happy with that, but that's part of the game, right? That was the risk I said I would take originally. So my portfolio outcome in that case actually was a 6.5% decline. But that's okay, because as we talked about, right? How many? I think we've got, like, so far right now, we're sitting on like a 75% win rate for everything that we got on the line. So it's all good. And that's the part of trading that is difficult to wrap your mind around, right? The fact that winning trades are going to be accompanied with losing trades. And that is part of being a trader, right? Accepting the risk when you put it on and understanding I'm going to give it 6% of my account to find out if I'm right. Joe, how much should I lose in this case? 6% of my account, right? So that's okay. That's part of the game. Part of the game. No stress. WMB. This one, we don't have a recent exit yet. 10 still over the 20. No order blocks on top. And NOG, we have actually rolled this one once already, and it stays on still 10 over the 20. Now, I want to talk about rolling and how important it is on NU, because we actually saved a ton of money by rolling. So let's do the math on it, and I'll show you why we roll, and the reason being as to why rolling is one of the greatest ninja hacks of all time. So first, when I opened the trade, I paid $1.15. Here we go. I wanted to make this a little bit bigger. I paid $1.15 to enter the trade. Okay. So I paid 1.15. Now, on the second, I rolled it for 37 cents in credit. Okay. And just right now, we closed it for 27 cents in credit. So our total outcome in the trade is how much we paid, right? So that would be a debit out of our account. And then we add in the credit of the roll and the credit of the close. It gets us to a 51 cent loss in this case. Okay, 51 cents on $1.15. Now, if we kept the original, that would have been on 12/21/25. Okay, I remember this was the 16.5 strike. We rolled to the 17 on this point here, and then we closed the 17. Okay, let's just do the strike. 16.5. We roll from 16 to 17, and we closed out the 17. So imagine if we had not kept that, we still paid $1.15. What is the current price of the 16.5 strike? The 16.5 strike on new. Let's go over there. December 19th, 16.5 strike is 51 cents right now. Okay. So that's where we would have been at 51 cents. 51 cents. Where's this at? 51 cents in credit, right? Now, the amount of credit we took in between the roll and the close was 64 cents. The amount of credit we take in without rolling is 51 cents. Now, that doesn't seem like much. So that's much credit equals sum. So our net loss in the trade would have been this plus this, 64 cents. Okay. So we took 64 cents in credit here, only 51 cents in credit here. That's a difference in this minus this, 13 cents. So 13 cents doesn't seem like much, but 13 cents on $1.15 means that we took 11% less of a loss than we would have had otherwise. So we end up saving our account by 13 cents per contract, which is an 11% greater, 11% smaller loss than we would have had originally. Does that make sense, Joe?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Taking this roll, reduce some risk, put some money back in the account, which, by the way, we probably spent on some other trade, which is going well.
Exactly. Right. So the point here is that we took 64 cents in credit by rolling and closing. Here, the only thing we do was close, and it was 51 cents in credit. That difference, that 13 cents, stays in your account forever. Wait, that's not normal. Yes, exactly.
That's why it's a ninja hack.
It is such a ninja hack. Such a ninja hack. If this makes sense to you, type ninja in the chat. So here's the deal, right? We took 2 losses off today. One of them hit my full risk position, but that was the amount of risk I was willing to take initially. So I'm not bothered by it, right? Again, we still have multiple trades that are looking beautiful, and we're going to let them run as far as they can. So here's the thing. You put on your trades, and you start picking them off one by one by one. All stocks are bad, and every once in a while they act right. When they're acting right, you let them stay on. Then when they start acting bad, Joe, you pull them aside, and you give them a spanking, and you say, get out of here. Go up to your room. You're grounded. I don't want you in this house anymore. That's what it's like. So listen, Joe, we covered a lot today very quickly. There's no new trades to put on without having to go through the whole rigmarole of that. But I hope that this was useful, right? To see what it's like to actually treat your account like a professional fund manager, right? We're looking for our exit signals. When we have the exit signals, we don't panic. We don't stress. We don't worry. We don't lose sleep. We don't lose hair. We just take the risk that we accepted originally. We take the trade off, and we do it emotionlessly, just like we would take it off emotionlessly if it were winning. Now, I want to preface this and say a lot of people can't do this, right? They can't take those trades with the signals they have, and they come up with all kinds of reasons why not, right? Every justification in the world. But the earnings are increasing from last quarter. I like the CEO. They've come out with this great new product. This, that, the other. You can come up with every excuse in the world. But if you have a plan, it needs to be backtested using data. And I can guarantee you that plan you backtested using data had nothing to do with any of those justifications you're coming up with to hold on to the trade. So just take it and move on with your life, and it's going to be okay, right? I got a couple extra slides I want to show real quick. First, this slide from Mark. We talked about this earlier, right? There's no shame in a losing stock trade, but to hold on to a loss and then to get bigger and bigger, or even worse, buy more, is amateurish and self-destructive. You could be like Warren Buffett. I mean, I don't know where he got this information from, but you could totally do like Warren Buffett here. Or you could Hang on, I got a slide somewhere. A super handsome guy once said, I don't know how they found such a handsome guy to put on the internet. Today is the day to take the opportunity to turn your small losses back into cash before they become big losses. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. All right, Joe, that's going to wrap it for today. Thank you so much for coming. If somebody were looking to save time, make money, and start winning, oh, how much did it cost? It's 82 cents. It's unbelievably inexpensive, Joe. Unbelievably inexpensive. Now, somebody's going to be like, well, I don't want to join OVTLYR because that was a losing trade Chris just took off. I'm going to ignore the fact that he has like 8 out of 10 trades that he still has on are winners. I'm just going to focus on the losing trade because that's how people work, Joe. That's just how people work. But that's okay. My bank account's going to reflect how well this is working.
That's right.
Go ahead, Joe.
I feel bad for him because it feels so good to roll trades and to pull that risk off and to then invest that money into other trades. It's like compounding in and of itself, right? So it's well worth it. 82 cents a day has been paid for so many times
Exactly.
by my successful trades.
Exactly. And it's not going to have a 100% win rate.
No,
It's just not going to happen.
you don't need it.
No, you don't need it. Professionals understand you don't need it. Right. But listen, if you're ready to save time, make money, start with less risk, click one of these 2 videos and we'll talk soon.